this is your first time tuning in, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you for tuning into my channel. This is the 3-part Thanksgiving series. Today, we're going to be making vegan mac and cheese. If you haven't already, check out my vegan sweet potato recipe as well as a vegan meatloaf, and I'll be sure to link them below. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned to see what you need to make this recipe.
Alright, so what you would need is a box of elbow macaroni, cashews, plant-based butter, plant-based milk, salt and pepper, garlic and onion seasoning, Italian seasoning, nutritional yeast, apple cider vinegar, tapioca flour, and a pack of shredded vegan cheese. In this recipe, I'm using the Violife, and of course, I'm going to give you a second to write it down. Okay guys, let's get started.
For the vegan mac and cheese, this vegan mac and cheese is so creamy. I'm not just saying that because it's my vegan mac and cheese. I have non-vegans that are like, this is vegan? Yes, it's vegan. So we're gonna start with making the cheese sauce. Usually I make 1 batch of cheese sauce, but for this vegan mac and cheese, I feel a little like, you know, like I wanna just throw a little razzle dazzle and do 2 batches of the cheese. So usually it's a ½ cup of cashews soaked, but again, because I'm making 2 batches, I did 1 cup of cashews soaked. You want to make sure your cashews are soaked, I would say no less than 4 hours. So overnight is the best, but again, no less than 4 hours. That's what I would recommend. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate the cashews from the water. So that's what I'm going to do first. And I want to pour the water in here because we need 1 cup of water if I was doing just 1 batch of cheese, but because I'm doing 2, we need 2 cups of water. And if you have a vegetable broth, I would highly recommend that because you can do 1 cup of water and then 1 cup of vegetable water or vegetable broth. So bear with mother child. So I did blend up the cheese sauce. And I had to do it in 2 like I was showing you guys because this is a little small. So I'm going to show you what the consistency is. It's basically like a runny consistency once you blend in the cashews, the tapioca flour, as well as the nutritional yeast. And then once you add heat to it, it's going to get stretchy, and I'm going to show you guys that as well.
Alright, so as you can see is that the cheese mixture is very watery or looks like a plant-based milk at first. And then once you start up the heat and start stirring it, and I recommend you stir it constantly because once it gains that heat, it starts to bind together very, very quickly. And you don't want your cheese to be lumpy, so you want it to continuously, you know, make sure you're stirring it so that it can be very, very creamy. And that's what I'm doing here. As you can see, it's starting to get lumpy, and I'm showing you guys. And I'm just going to get consistent with my twirls. Twirl, honey, twirl. Doesn't it look so good, literally? And then after a while, what I start to do is I start to both like twirl it. I'm saying twirl it. Stir it, and then I'm using my spoon to kind of like, you know, go in a downward motion. So I'm making sure that I am, you know, getting any kinks out or any lumps because again, I don't want it to be lumpy. And it's going to be finished in a few.
This butter is melting down. I'm just going to put it all around the pan. This pan a little spicy. Y'all hear that? Put it all around this pan. Get this to melt all the way down before I add the noodles. I'm just going to turn it down a little bit. Turn it down to 4. If you have a gas stove, you know that it heats up a little faster than electric. So it's electric. Woogie, woogie, woogie. So that has melted down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my new toast. And of course I made sure that they were cooked to al dente. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Stay with it now, Lex. Stay with another. Don't embarrass yourself in front of these people now. Okay, so I want to put this in there like that, like so, like that. And we're going to move it around. When you start with this vegan mac and cheese, it's basically, you got to tell it, like, stop playing with me, okay? I rule you. Like, I'm not playing with you today. So, that's how I be when I be making this mac and cheese. Like, I don't be playing with it. You can't play with it. And then from here, honestly, my ancestors would be like, Lex, and I'd be like, okay. So that's kind of what happens from here. So y'all can basically see what I'm doing. I'm gonna explain kind of what I be doing, but I really just like, what'd you say, Grandma? What'd you say, Auntie? Like, that's what we going on in this phase. Okay, so got it coated in that butter. Now what we gonna do, we're gonna bring this goodness now here. Look at this. Come on now. We're gonna put that in there like that. Look at that. Woo! Jesus. Come on here. Come on here, Lord. Alright, so that thing is thanging. It is thanging and it's not even playing. So put that like that. And then, okay, I turned it down to 3. Because I want to take my time with it, you know, that love. And I'm just folding the cheese into, you know, this. Folding it in. Folding it in. So we're going to mix all this in. Y'all see that? So we're gonna mix it in. And I'm gonna turn off the heat because I don't want it to cook anymore, honestly. So I'm just gonna fold all this in, and my ancestors, they talking to me. They talking to me now. I'm gonna put some milk in here. Of course, it's the almond milk. And then I'm gonna put my Violife in here. And I'm gonna melt that down, and then I'm gonna add it to the pot, okay? All right, so this is the consistency when you, it's kind of like a Velveeta. Okay? Okay, so now you melted down your store-bought cheese. So now what we're gonna do is, we're gonna add that store-bought cheese that you melted down. We're gonna add that to the pot. Yes, honey. Child. Basically, you gotta let this mac and cheese know you're not the one to play with. Like, at all. Like, who do you think you are? You ain't my mama, I tell you that. Now what I'm gonna do is mix this all together. Just to really marry it in here. Don't be shy. You hear that? Do you hear that? And do you see that? Like, stop playing with me. Stop playing, because this, I take mac and cheese so seriously. It's not a game. And once you feel like you got it in there good, like that. Look at that. All right, so now what you want to do is you want to add some pepper. Add some of this garlicky onion to that. Add you a little bit of salt. And basically, to your taste, you want to continuously let the cheese know who's boss. Okay, so I'm going to transfer it from this to my oven safe container, and we're gonna get this in the oven. Baby, I don't care what anybody say. Nobody is messing with my vegan mac and cheese. Like, nobody. That's on period. If there was a vegan contest, I feel like I would win. Y'all see when y'all make this. Y'all gonna be like, this is the creamiest mac and cheese. And it's like, look at that pool. Do y'all see that cheese melting? Like, what other mac and cheese, vegan mac and cheese, gives you that melty, stringy, cheesy effect in every bite? Name one. The other ones that I've tasted, they're just very saucy, and ain't nobody got time for that. So I'm gonna put this on here. I'm gonna put a little paprika on the top for a little razzle dazzle, a little parsley, and this is gonna go in the oven. 350. 25-30 minutes. I'm gonna put some butter, slice a couple of pieces of butter very thin on top, so when it comes out, it has that little oozy, that little bubble. My Lord Jesus. Woo! Child, let me tell you, he will bless you. He will bless you. And honey, he is blessing me, and he's blessing y'all with this mac and cheese. I'm telling y'all right now, if your kids have a food allergy, well, of course, if they're allergic to nuts, I do apologize, they can't have this recipe. But if they are lactose intolerant, or you just want to get away from, not consuming so much dairy, this recipe is gonna knock your family's socks off. Do you hear me? Off. And then you don't have to deal with grating all that cheese. Okay, so I went ahead and put those thin pieces of butter on top. Now we're gonna have some paprika, and we're just gonna douse that just for a little razzle dazzle on top. Okay. And that's all, folks. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Lex Chappelle. If you could please like, comment, share, and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. Until next time.